Hello and welcome to Life as It Is with me, Dora Middleton. In today's segment, I would like to talk about the COVID virus. I know I've done quite a few segments on COVID, but I wanted to do this personal segment because I would like to say this. I know that they say it's just so easy these days to catch it. Um, and that's true. And I can honestly say it's true because I have been careful. I wash my hands. I go out and I wear two masks. I've had both vaccinations. I've had the flu shot and still found out I had COVID a few days ago. I really don't know what they can do to really contain it, but I will say this: as careful as I am to try to make sure I don't put my kids and my grandkids in jeopardy, I do everything that I have to do. I don't feel that I'm being forced to do anything. And what bothers me is that, and I know, actually, I'm going to stop right here and say this. If if anyone's listening to this segment that does not believe in a vaccination, that does not believe in wearing masks, I'm not going to candy coat this segment for you or anyone else. What I'm saying is my opinion. This is how I feel about it. And for anyone that does not agree, and for all of you that are faithfully listeners of my podcast, I always tell you, if you don't want to hear what I'm saying, feel free to delete my podcast. You don't have to listen to me. Even though I appreciate the fact that you take the time out to listen to me, but I hope that you can appreciate it more that I am the type of person that will not lie to you or candy coat anything. Okay? Now, in saying that, I wanted to get back to what I was just saying. I was careful and I was diagnosed with COVID a few days ago. Now, unfortunate for me, I again had both vaccinations. I hadn't had the booster yet because I just took the second vaccination at the end of September, so I don't qualify for the booster yet. Okay. But I had both vaccinations plus the flu shot. All right. So I honestly thank God, okay, that my symptoms have been very, very mild. When I first found out I had it, I just out of nowhere got this little bit of a cough. And I'm going to go back even further. Um, I have just a couple family members that does not believe in getting the vaccine. They won't get it. And um, a couple of their children hasn't gotten it. So I believe that it's a strong possibility that one of my nieces was the carrier of the virus, which gave to me, which which I caught. Okay. Um, I was a babysitter during the holiday. You know, she wanted to stay with me, and I'm that cool aunt. You know, I let them play games. We do games. We watch television. We cook cookies. We do all this good stuff. Okay, and but she wasn't feeling well, and I knew something was wrong. I said, okay, either she's coming down with the flu or she has COVID. And I said, when she got to my home, she was sick. So I started giving her a little bit of medicine, monitoring her fever. But then I thought about it. I called my niece. I said, hey, you know what? Take her to the doctors because she needs to get tested for COVID or the flu. Okay, so basically, that is most likely the way that I caught the COVID virus. I took care of my daughter that's in the medical field. When she had COVID, I didn't catch it. I helped her out when she had the flu. I didn't catch it. When my oldest daughter and my grandkids ended up with COVID due to the kids bringing it home from school, I was sitting right next to all of them with no mask. literally talking face to face, and I didn't catch it. But the thing about it is, I guess we were in the car when my oldest daughter and my grandkids had it. We were sitting that close in the car talking. I turned around and was talking to them. When I'm driving, you look toward the person if the car stops for a moment and you start talking to them. But to make a long story short, I know that kids can be carriers of this. So most likely, as sick as she got so quickly, which she's fine now, thank God. My niece is fine. But as quickly as she started to get like sicker as time passed by, I knew what was going on. So when I developed, after her daughter picked her up from my home, after her mom picked her daughter up from my home, I instantly said, okay, what do I want to do? It's this cough is coming. So I went to the emergency room because I wasn't feeling well. I felt hot, and I was kind of having these little chills. I said, okay. It felt like it was maybe just a cold coming down on me. So I went to the emergency room, and when I say it was packed, this is what I'm saying, people. The emergency rooms are packed, okay? No matter where you go, they are packed to the max. So when you come in and go through triage, I mean, they do all they have to do, but the first thing they do is take a swab for the influenza, RSV, and COVID. Okay. So I'm waiting and I'm waiting and more people coming and I mean they're sneezing. It's just you don't want to be there. I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't want to be in here because you don't know who has COVID." And I kind of joke which I shouldn't joke about it, but I told my kids I said I'm afraid to be in there because I'm thinking everybody's coming in with COVID and hell, I had COVID. you know, I was sitting in there. I had it and didn't know it, but I had a mask, and I didn't cough. I didn't really cough at all when I was there, so thank God for that, even though I wear my two masks. But what I'm trying to say is it's so easy to get. And I would have never known. And I probably caught it from her when she first came to my home because I got kind of like a scratchy throat. And I had like a scratchy throat for like 2 days. And then I said, okay, maybe I'm coming down with the flu or a cold or something. But me, I'm going to jump on the meds like really quick and start drinking my tea and lemon and honey. Okay. And taking my Theraflu because and taking my vitamin D, C, zinc, whatever vitamins, like my sea moss, I jump on it and I take all of it. I take that every day. So when they came in the room and told me, well, you have COVID, my, I, I literally didn't know what to say. He said, oh, it's going to be okay, and this, that, and other. And I'm like, well, I know it's going to be okay because I knew I was going home and it was time for me to start drinking all the tea and honey I can get my hands on and lemon juice, but I also thought, see, this is what I'm talking about. I understand that people have doubts about the vaccination, and I'm not trying to change anyone's mind about how they feel with vaccinations. But I will say this: most of us was vaccinated as children. We don't know what the hell was in those shots. We have no clue, but we took them, and we're all still here with no problems, even after we took all these vaccinations as children. So one more vaccination, come on now. If it means saving your family or saving your neighbor, saving anybody you come in contact with, I think you should be more than willing to want to do the right thing. And I just believe that if people just cooperate and stop making it to where you feel as if the government is forcing you to do something. No one's forcing you to do anything. They're just basically asking you to act like you care about the next human being walking around you. Act like you care about how they feel. If you care about the fact that they may be taking care of a 90-year-old elderly grandmother or parent, just act like, or children, act like you care. Is it going to hurt you to put on masks just to go out for a few hours or send your kids to school with the mask? You send them to school with masks on Halloween. Do you not? I mean, some of these costumes, the school might allow them to have on a little mask for their little parties or whatever. You don't complain about that. You don't complain about wearing masks on Halloween at all when the kids are trick or treating. This should not be this big of a deal. And I was already pissed off about this situation even before I caught COVID, because this is what I'm saying. I have a grandchild right now, Miss Four, that can't even take the COVID vaccination right now. So, she's basically in jeopardy anywhere she goes, everywhere she goes, because you never know who has what. But she's one thing about her, she'll tell you, I want my mask. I can't go out yet. I need my mask. That's one thing she will tell you. Okay. And I think this is just my opinion. Okay. And I know this might be what's going to piss a lot of people off, but this is my opinion. If you are so gung ho about not wearing a mask and not getting a vaccination and putting everyone else's kids, everyone else's families in jeopardy, okay? If you're that gung ho about not doing it and you believe in your stance, okay? You believe what you're saying, and you don't trust this vaccination, or you don't you don't feel the government has the right to make you wear a mask. This is what I think should happen, especially with children in school, because one thing I hate is when people play with the lives of children. Okay, I feel that every parent that's protesting and acting an ass of themselves, okay, because they said that they want their kids to be able to smile at each other, and they don't want them wearing masks with this deadly virus going around. Okay, so you don't want them to wear masks because you want them to be able to smile at the other children or the teachers. They can't smile if they're 6 feet under. They can't smile if their body's under the dirt. So, what would you rather have? Them smiling behind a mask, which you can basically see if a person is smiling, even though they have on a mask. You might not see that smile. You're not going to see the teeth, but you see under that mask that a person is smiling. So cut the dumb shit out. But I feel that because you want to send your kids to school with no mask, no vaccinations, that if any kid in that classroom gets sick and your kid was in there maskless and unvaccinated, I feel that every damn parent that wanted to protest and say they didn't believe in the shots, that they don't want their kids wearing masks, I think that all of you should have to pay the medical bills or whatever occurs because someone's child or the teacher caught COVID from your children, regardless of even if it wasn't your children per se. But since all of you guys are in there that don't want to wear masks and don't want your kids to wear masks and don't want them vaccinated, you should have to put the medical bills or whatever bills. If the person passes away, you should have to pay. All of you need to come together and they should make you responsible for that and pay for it. I wonder if that would change your mind about this dangerous game that you all want to play. And then I'm not even going to stop there. For those of us that have family that might have had to go through cancer treatments or any other kind of treatments they have that they can't have, that they're putting off because the emergency room is jam packed with people that don't want the damn vaccination and don't want to wear the damn mask. So they're taking up all the beds, they're taking up all the space in the hospitals, and all these other people that did what they needed to do, and now they're trying to get other medical care. They can't do it. I don't think that you should be, I think you should be put at the bottom of the damn list. Why should they treat you? Why should they put everybody else off that did what they needed to do? Why should they turn them down and tell them we can't help you because all the beds and all the rooms are taken by people that decided not to wear a mask and didn't want to get vaccinated. Oh, hell no. Send them home. That's how I feel about it. Send them home because I'm tired of it. I've had family members that passed away from COVID, and I'm tired of the bullshit because people out here really reckless. And I know I sound pissed because I am. It does not take a lot of damn shit. It doesn't take a lot. Just put on a damn mask. No one's asking you to wear it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just wear it when you go out amongst other people, okay, in the streets. Let everyone else have a fighting chance. If what you do in your own home, that's all on you, your family, your kids, if you don't care shit about their safety. But damn, stop putting other people in harm's way. I think that if they start making all of the people that won't do what they should be doing foot these damn bills, okay, make them go in their pockets and pay for all this stuff, pay for the kids, their sick bills and everything else they need, or if they've given, someone's passed away from COVID and they were the unvaccinated was in that room with them, all of you guys should be put in this one section, and they should tell you guys, okay, we're going to add up what the money costs to bury that person, or what the health care might be now and in the future if they have any long-term problems. All of you guys are responsible for it. I think then maybe you all will get your shit together. See, that I believe that fair. You're not being fair to anyone. I don't get me wrong, at the beginning, and I'm gonna keep this shit as real as possible. At the beginning, I researched and I found shit I didn't like. And I'm like, okay, wow. But that's any vaccination, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I researched any of the other ones because I didn't. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. But I did research the COVID vaccine. But then you know what I thought about? I said, look here, I have children, I have grandchildren. This is something I'm just going to have to suck up and do. And I ask God to keep me and my family safe and anyone else safe that takes this vaccination, and keep our bodies working well, regardless of what's in it or what's not in it or whatever way it's going. Just keep everybody safe and healthy. And I took the shots. Because you know what I was focusing on? My kids, my grandparents, my parents, my children, my grandchildren, people that I don't know that I might come in contact with. I was thinking about everyone's safety, not just mine. So I took the vaccinations. I had never taken, no matter how my doctor used to tell me, you have got to take the flu shot, take the flu shot, take the flu shot. And I was like, no, I'm not taking it. I've heard stories about the flu shot. I'm not taking it. And I refused to take it. But you know what? I broke down and I took the flu shot too several weeks ago, about a month ago, actually. And I can honestly sit here and say, I thank God every day, because I was diagnosed with COVID on Sunday and I'm doing well. I had a fever for one day off and on Monday. I believe it was Monday and Sunday and Monday actually. And it was only 99.5. And then at some point on Monday, it went up to just 100. And then it came back down and it really just stayed at 99 point, maybe 2 through 5. So finally the fever left. So here it is, Tuesday, Wednesday. No fever. I haven't had any fever. No cold chills, no body aches, barely cough. I might cough once every 10 hours or something like that, literally. Okay. I don't feel nauseous. I'm not weak. I have been telling people I thank God. I thank God for keeping me strong and healthy and not letting this COVID diagnosis bring me down. I thank God that my children didn't catch it from me after I caught it from my family member. I thank God for just keeping us safe and healthy. And I say I'm healthy because some people don't make it with COVID. Some people have such bad symptoms. It's sad. It's brought me to tears watching some of these videos. So yes, I thank God every day. And most of all, also, I'm glad I took the vaccinations and the flu shot because I believe that is also something that helped, both vaccinations and the flu shots, to why I have such a mild case of COVID. And I thank God. I thank God, and I thank I thank myself for being grown up enough to know that this vaccination had to be taken, as well as the flu shot. And then I pushed my family to take the same shots. Okay, and we did that. All right. So yes, I know I had a breakthrough case and still caught COVID. But how many people do you know with COVID that can sit here and laugh and talk? And I've been singing and watching television and doing everything, even though I'm still in quarantine. You know, a lot of people just can't do that. I've been talking on the phone to friends, and you would never think that I have COVID. Okay. So that's why I'm telling you all out there, if you're listening to me, just take the vaccine. Take the vaccine, get your flu shots, because it's going to get worse before it gets better. Look out for yourself, your family, and others. Okay, and that this is why I wanted to make this segment here because I wanted people to know. Yeah, is it possible to have a breakthrough case? Of course, it is possible to have a breakthrough case with any vaccination you get. You never know. Okay, people get the flu shot and still get the flu, but it may not be as worse as it could be. So again, I'm not forcing anyone to take anything. I'm just recommending. I'm saying from my experience, getting those shots and getting that flu shot, I think is what helped me with from getting COVID bad. And I just got a very, very mild case. Okay. And I just wanted to tell that story to whomever out there listening to this segment needed to hear it. I'm not trying to force you guys to take anything. I'm not trying to tell you to do anything, but I did give you my views on how I feel about sending your children to school with no mask or vaccinations because you're when it comes to children, that's a touchy thing for me. And if you're willing to put kids in danger, that's a fucking problem. Okay? That is a problem. And as a parent, we're supposed to love our children and any other child out there. And if you're sending your kids to school and you're protesting and you're trying to sue the government, you're trying to do all this and that so your kid doesn't have to wear a mask or get vaccinated, is bullshit. Keep your kid home then. Keep your kid and your kid's germs at your damn home. But don't send them out to screw up someone else's. Okay? And I stand by that. So I know, hey, I might not, I might lose some listeners from this segment, but I don't give a damn. When I first started doing my podcast a few years ago, one thing about me, I said, I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to be honest and upfront about everything. And I'm going to continue to be that way. I'm not going to candy coat anything for anybody. Do you understand? So for anyone out there that's saying, I dare her, I dare she say, get the vaccination. I dare you, okay? I dare you to say shit about what I just said. For one, it's my podcast. Two, I'm right, okay? Get your head out of your ass and stop making it a power struggle. It's not about someone trying to tell you what to do. It's about someone trying to help everybody stay alive. That's how I feel about the whole situation, okay? So I just wanted to touch base on this and share my story with you guys about the COVID situation that I'm dealing with. You know, just give you all some insight on how it is if you have had both your um, vaccinations and the flu shot, how it could possibly be a mild case for you guys too, the way it is for me. Okay. Until next time, I would like to thank you guys for joining me, Dora Middleton, on Life as It Is. Until next time, take care.